clicked on this video, you already know that this is a makeup tutorial for the Vocaloid Kagamine Rin. And as always, before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'll be right back with my wig cap and my outfit on, so I'll see you in just a second. Now that I have everything on and ready, let's move on to contacts. Today, I'm going to be using the Genshin Impact Green cosplay lenses from my IBB. Like usual, I use the little applicator tool to put it in my eye. I'll just pull down my eye like this and place it near the bottom of my eye, slightly push it up, and then blink, and then it's in. For primer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I only take a few pumps of this into my fingertip, onto my fingertip, and I just gently rub it between them, and then tap it into my face. Now, after you apply this to your whole face, you're gonna wanna wait 30 seconds for it to kind of half dry and get tacky before applying your foundation, because that's what's really going to help your foundation and other products stick to your skin. Now that I've waited my 30 seconds and my primer is nice and tacky, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation in the shade 395. I'm going to take just a bit of that on the back of my hand, about 3 pumps for right now. You can always go in with more if you'd like. I take that up on my damp beauty blender and start buffing it into my face. This is a medium coverage, lightweight foundation, so it's not going to feel like you have a lot of product on your face when you apply it, but it is going to give you that medium buildable coverage instead of a light coverage like most lightweight foundations would give you. For concealer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer in the shade 10C, and this applicator is a tiny brush, and you push the little back button to get the product out on the tip, and you just take that and apply it directly to your face. I like to do a little bit under my eyes, and then some on the tip of my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin. Then I take that same damp beauty blender and I just start blending this out so it really brightens up my under eyes and the center of my face, so that the attention is drawn more towards the middle of my face, and the outside is more of a shadow. I'm very pale, so it's not too big of an effect, but if you have a darker complexion than me, it will have more of an effect for you. For powder, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Hydra Perfect powder in the shade 916. This is a translucent powder. When you open it, it has a powder puff, and I just like to take that out and put the top back on so I can flip it upside down, knock on the bottom to get some of the product out, like that. Take that same damp beauty sponge, pick up just a little bit of product, and this is too much to apply to my face, so what I like to do is take it on the back of my hand, get some of that extra product off so I don't look cakey, but I'm still set, and I just put that right where I put all of my concealer to just set my face down and to give it a more matte look instead of a shiny look. You can see right here as I move my head, it's more matte, and here as I move my head, it's a lot more shiny. The blush I'm going to be using today is from the Colourpop X Sailor Moon collection. It is the Cat's Eye pressed powder, and it has a glittery effect, whereas the counterpart does not have glitter. So I'm just going to be taking this fluffy round brush, taking a little bit of product, and then tapping off the top, because this one is more pigmented than the other one. I'm going to be just placing it right on the apples of my cheeks to get a more rounded effect, because Rin is a round and soft character. Moving on to the other cheek. Be very light-handed with this, and if you do put too much blush on, you can always just take your damp beauty sponge and go over it to buff it out some more. I also like to take my blush and put just a little bit on my chin and some on the tip of my nose to warm my whole face up instead of just my cheeks. I'm going to be doing a very simple look for eyeshadow today. So from the Sailor Moon X Colourpop Pretty Guardian palette, I'm going to take the shade Twilight Flash on a fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and just place that pretty much all over my lid and my crease. Just kind of buffing it out so it's a nice, soft, airbrushed shade. Doing the same on the other eyelid. I also like to take this down to my lower lid just to complete the eyeshadow, since it does look a little off when I just do the top and I leave my bottom lid with just the concealer from my base. So there's the first layer. And for my second eyeshadow color, I'm going to be deepening it with the shade from the same palette called Moon Castle, which I use for a lot of my makeup looks. I'm just going to be taking that on the outer part of my eye with the same fluffy blending brush, just to warm up and deepen the eyeshadow I already have on. I take that to my bottom eyelid as well and put it right there on the corner. And there's the second layer done. That's all for the base of my eyeshadow, but now it's time to move on to shimmers. I'm going to be taking the shade Silver Crystal from the same palette, and I'm going to take it on my finger and just lightly place it on the inner part of my eyelid, just giving myself a nice subtle shimmer to go along with the soft eyeshadow I already have on. And then I'm going to be taking the white crystal shade Silver Millennium onto my pinky, and then I'm going to just place it lightly on my lower eyelid to brighten it up there as well. So what's bright in the middle fades, and then it's dark near the ends. For nose contour, I'm going to be taking this lid shade from the Everyday Nude LA Colors palette, and I take that on a flat brush like this, and I just rub the brush on both sides, tap off a little bit of that excess, and look in my mirror and start just buffing out the general shape of my nose. Because all I really like to do with my nose contour is define the shape of my nose. I don't do a lot of like illusions to make myself look like I have a different nose. I feel like everybody's nose is beautiful and all they should really be doing is enhancing it, but if it's your style to give yourself a completely new nose, then there's nothing wrong with that either. I think just do whatever you like with your nose contour. This is just how I prefer to do mine. I'm also going to add a little bit of highlight with the same Silver Millennium shade from the eyeshadow palette I was using. I'm going to place a little bit on the tall part of the bridge of my nose and then a little bit on the tip, so that when you can see the cast shadow that it leaves, it's not on the entirety of my nose. So when I'm looking straight ahead, you can just see the shimmer and the cast isn't really noticeable. For my brows, I'm going to be lightening them today with the Mehron Clown White Cream Face Paint. I got this off of Amazon for like $7. It's super cheap and it works really well. I take it on my spoolie. An easier way of getting it on my spoolie is I take this very messy but very useful silicone beauty blender, and I just dabbed it directly into the cream face paint, and I roll my spoolie right on the face paint, and I take it and I just comb the face paint through my brow hairs so that they're lightened enough for me to put a yellow or blonde eyeshadow color, and my dark brown eyebrows don't kind of seep through. Now for filling in the eyebrows, I'm going to be taking this tan shade right here from the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. I'm going to take that on a angled brush and just tap, tap, tap it in there. Tap off the excess, and then I'm going to look into my mirror and then just start packing in that color on top of the face paint base I've already laid down. Now, when you're packing color on top of a face paint base, you tend to lose the eyeshadow a lot quicker than if you were doing it just on your skin. So be sure to re-dip your brush and tap off the excess to avoid fallout. But if you're slow and steady with it, then you can get your brow to be the perfect color and perfect shape. For my lips today, I'm going to be doing my usual lip combo, which includes the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Loyalist, the LA Colors Cream Lipstick in the shade Candied, and the LA Colors Moisturizing Lip Gloss. So first I take the Maybelline Superstay and I just place it right down the center of my bottom lip and in a V formation on my top lip. Then I take a Q-tip and I just blend it out softly, making sure to get the entirety of my bottom lip. Then moving on to my top lip, I just start buffing it out slowly. And here, I like to overline just a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Remember, don't overline on the outsides of your mouth or you're going to get a pretty fake looking overline. Whereas if you just keep it in the center, it's going to make your lips more naturally full, or give the illusion of natural fullness, to be more specific. Then I take the LA Colors Cream Lipstick and I dab that right in the center of my lips, just to have kind of an ombre effect. Add some pink back into my lips, but just on the center. So it's pink in the middle, but it fades out into a more natural tone. Then I finish it off with the gloss, which I just tap on top where my Cupid's bow is, and then right into the center of my bottom lip. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the NYX Epic Wear waterproof eyeliner in the shade Brown, and when I take it out, I'm just going to wipe off the sides of the eyeliner so that it's easier to use. Now, this is a liquid eyeliner, so I recommend being very still and trying not to blink or look up while you're doing it, especially if you have hooded eyes or very deep set eyes, because this does need time to dry and it will make kind of a little bit of a mess. But for Rin, I just want to do a downwards eye look today. So I do a very simple outer wing. I take it from the inside of my eye, just do one clean swoop over and connect them near the back, and just fill that in. Now you can go slower than me if you want. Doing a swoop is just what works for me. Whatever works for you, just be patient and I'm sure it'll work out. But this is the kind of wing for the rounded eye look that I'm going to be doing. For bottom eyeliner, I'm just going to take a small angled brush and a sheer black eyeshadow from the LA Colors Hot Smokey palette, and I'm going to dip that in just a little bit and tap off the excess and start drawing out that false lower lash line from the center of my eye all the way to the edge of the wing I just drew. I'm going to take just a little bit more of that black eyeshadow and I'm going to start filling it in so it connects right there to the end of my eye, so it's just a drooping shape. I'm going to just smooth that out. And there's one droop. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara in the shade Rin. And I'm just going to do coats on my top and bottom lashes to prep for false eyelashes. I wiped off the tip in the little mascara just holder thing aside from the wand, so I can make sure I'm not going to accidentally get extra product on my face. Now, starting at the base of my lash, I'm just going to comb through and blink through this if you have to. It's an easy way of making sure your lashes get coated pretty thoroughly. Also, I like to wiggle my wand so that it gets extra product on top. Now for my bottom lashes, I just take the tip of the wand and I start just brushing in on the inner ones. And I just realized I forgot to draw on my bottom lashes, so I'll be right back with that. I don't usually forget steps of my makeup, but everybody makes mistakes, and it's not a fatal one. It's not like I'm putting on my concealer or my blush before I put on my foundation. So I'm just going to take the same liquid eyeliner that I used for the wings of my eyes, and I'm just going to brush off the tip again and look into a small handheld mirror as I just draw on each little individual eyelash. Now just take your time with this because it's tricky to work on your lower eyelid since it's a rounded out surface, but if you're careful enough, then you can get a pretty accurate result. That's it for my makeup before I put on lashes, so I'm going to finish it off with the e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. This is a really great setting spray if you want your makeup to last all day long, especially if you're going to a convention or just going out in cosplay for like a photo shoot. This stuff really makes sure that your makeup is locked in place. So it's a very gentle mist, so I just like to hold it pretty like a nice distance away from my face, like that much, and I close my eyes and I just spray all around. And then I give it time to dry, and then we're going to move on to false eyelashes. Also, a side note, my little arm things for Rin, they jingle because of the little beads in them. I'm going to be using my regular spiky lashes today. You can find these lashes under cosplay, anime, manga lashes on Amazon. They're very cheap and they're really easy to put on, so I would definitely recommend them. I just like to take them off and then take my lash glue, which I forgot to get out, and I take it out, obviously. This is a clear white lash glue, so it's going to dry down clear, not black. So if you wanted to use this lash glue without putting on any eyeliner, it would be great because it would blend just right into your skin. It wouldn't really pick up on anything. I just apply that to the whole band, and once you apply it, it's going to be this kind of white bluish shade. And you're just going to set these aside and let them dry until it turns clear, and that's when you know it's going to be ready to apply to your eye. My eyelashes are now dry. As you can see, the lash glue that was on it that used to be a whitish blue is now just a clear, so you see just the shiny black band. And I used these eyelash tweezers I got from a bottom lash kit off of Amazon. They're really useful, so I would definitely recommend getting some if you have a hard time putting on lashes in general. And I just look into my mirror and place them right on the center of my eyelid. And I adjust the ends with my fingers to wherever it would just be the most comfortable. And then voila, my lashes on. Now that my makeup is all finished, I'm going to put the wig on and I'll be right back. Well, that's it for Rin. I hope you guys enjoyed my makeup tutorial, and if you want to see more content, then please consider liking this video and subscribing, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Toodles!